Founded in 1924 by a group of volunteers, the Greensboro Historical Museum is filled with Greensboro history and national history too. The city of Greensboro started supporting the Greensboro Historical Museum, and then it fell under the umbrella of the library system. Today, that is still the case, and supported by a membership, it is a place for anyone of any age to enjoy. There is a lot of history to explore in Greensboro, and a great first step is visiting the Greensboro Historical Museum. Linda Evans is a community historian. She knows a whole lot about Greensboro history, but even you learn a little bit every time you walk through these halls.
I do, because there's so much within the Greensboro Historical Museum, and I'm learning things or relearning things every day. We want the citizens of Greensboro and also visitors to come and find out how Greensboro is such a distinctive city with a great history that connects to the American story.
And we're not talking about reading in a book. This is actually seeing the real thing.
It is seeing the real thing. I know there's a lot of car lovers out there. Well, we have wonderful antique cars on display. We have looms that made denim that was sold across the world. Everybody likes blue jeans. And then there's the interactive features of the museum. We've got one right here near us.
In fact, people might recognize, because, who doesn't like ice cream, right?
That's right, and so did Mr. Idlet, who founded Yum Yum Ice Cream.
I dream about ice cream. If you want to live a long time, eat a lot of Yum Yum every day.
You probably recognize the vehicle behind me. It is a covered wagon, and yes, people travel to the Piedmont in covered wagons. Linda, when did we start seeing these appear, and who was coming here?
Well, in the mid-1700s, folks started moving down from Pennsylvania and Maryland and Virginia looking for opportunity in the Carolinas. And there were Germans, Scotch-Irish, Africans, Quakers, and families packed their belongings and made the long trip. Lots of muddy roads, lots of hard choices about what to bring. And what you might not realize is most of the time everyone walked beside the wagon. You didn't ride inside.
It was actually for the stuff.
It was. It was.
And this is some stuff right here.
Dishes, mirrors, tools to build your house, a cradle for your baby, a trunk to hold your belongings. These are some of the things folks would have brought with.
Talk a moment about this wagon, because this is not a replica.
No, it's an original. You can see the toolbox on the side with the latch, and we like to tell a story about the tar bucket. Children had a job when they were making that trip, and that was they needed to put some grease on the wheels, and they carried a bucket along.
Interesting. Now, we should mention, though, that when the folks were coming on the covered wagons, they weren't the first people to land in the Piedmont.
Absolutely not. Native Americans had been living here for thousands of years, at least 10,000 years and probably more, and had camps and settlements in the Piedmont area.
Even those who are not from the Greensboro area probably know it, at least by its place in national history, because, of course, Guilford County had a big part in the formation of our country.
Sure, the Battle of Guilford Courthouse in March of 1781. And 10 years later, our new president, George Washington, wanted to visit that battlefield. He stopped at a tavern on New Garden Road, Ballinger's Tavern, and had a meal. And after he had his meal, the family saved the plate and cup that he had used and shared it with the museum. So you can see lots of items connected with presidents when you come to the museum.
Do you see that figure who seems to be suspended in midair? Well, he's actually on a tightrope, not in the circus. He's actually walking over Elm Street in downtown Greensboro. Now, that was back in the 1800s, the late 1800s. Well, as you can tell, history can be a whole lot of fun, can't it?
It can be, and we know about this from a grown man who wrote about his reminiscences. He saw that man, and one of the funny things he said was the man always collected his money before he made the walk, because if he waited till afterwards, everyone would scatter and he wouldn't earn his living. He traveled from town to town walking a tightrope in downtowns.
Wow. And there's also a collection here of some toys and a bicycle.
Oh yeah, high wheeler, which would have been a fun thing to ride. Imagine riding it and there's no brakes. We have an ornament from an early Greensboro community Christmas tree. We have a rocking horse, something that Queen Victoria made popular and Americans kind of took on. And of course, I mean, people are still playing with marbles and want to save money in piggy banks and doll babies. There's all kinds of things. The way shows that we have leisure time and play together and enjoy each other.
History really serves to make us think and to reflect and can carry a lot of emotion with it as well. And really this spot in the museum brings up a lot of emotions for people, I imagine.
It sure does, and it debunks stereotypes. In other words, we have an assumption about how Greensboro might be in a certain time, but it wasn't really the case. And that was true during the Civil War. Greensboro was part of the Confederacy, but people held very different ideas about what was going on before, during, and after the Civil War. And in this gallery, we represent those differing opinions.
This room really represents another change in Greensboro.
Oh yes, Greensboro had been a small town for so many years, but by the turn of the 20th century, we're becoming a city, and we're becoming the denim capital of the world. By the 1920s, Greensboro makes more denim than any other place in the whole wide world.
And as we walk through the room, this is a great room because there's just so much in here that you're going to want to come back and explore it and take a little more time with each and everything.
Oh sure, I mean, here's more examples. Burlington Industries, VF Wrangler, that's still with us today. Straight ahead, I mean, most of us got to go on vacation this summer. Maybe we were on a plane, maybe we were on a car. Did you have any breakdowns or delays? Yeah, we have stories about that as well. And then, wonderfully, our very nickname for Greensboro is Gate City. So we get to find out a little bit about rail history, and we've talked about those interactives. There's another one right here. Are you going to try it or shall I?
Go ahead.
All right.
History is always changing, always evolving, and always personal. In fact, you can be a part of the museum, and they really encourage you to be a part of it.
We're collecting local veteran stories. And if you or someone in your family has a connection to Guilford County and has served in the armed forces, wartime or peacetime, all you need to do is contact us, submit your story and a picture, and you can be a part of an exhibition.
And then you can actually come here and read about your family member.
And visitors will as well. And this is a place where visitors like to spend some time.
You can't tell Greensboro's story without talking about Greensboro's place in the civil rights movement. So, of course, there's part of the lunch counter here, a small part of the lunch counter, and you can see more of that and learn so much more at the International Civil Rights Center and Museum. Another fun thing is really our history in television. In television news, we have a big history in Greensboro that really takes a national stage even.
Oh, sure. And in terms of broadcasting, Edward R. Murrah was born in Guilford County, and we're really proud of him. And you can see a dress uniform he wore during World War II. But then you can do some more of that, a little bit more of that fun interactive aspect, and see a section of a TV show, or look at the kind of television sets that folks cuddled up to on winter nights, or home movies were showing up there as well.
And actually, the Good Morning Show was the first morning news broadcast in the country, the first local morning news broadcast in the whole country.
That's right, and that's part of what we try to do at the Historical Museum, things that are distinctive to Greensboro, that connect to American history, and the Good Morning Show is certainly one of those. But then there's also things that maybe we remember. Let's just see if this comes on. A building implosion. Come on, let's go.
I remember this one.
Here we go.
just like Greensboro's beginning, when we had people from all different backgrounds coming together in one place, Greensboro is evolving, and people from all over the world are calling Greensboro home now.
That's right. We're really an international city, and in this part of the museum, we celebrate the newcomers, our recent newcomers, from refugees to immigrants. And in this case, you can see things from a family who were refugees from Vietnam, from a Montagnard family, and then a family who moved here from Mexico for economic opportunity.
We talk about fun a lot, and this is just another example. The Welcome to the Gate City part of the museum is really fun.
It is. You step back into the early 1900s, you can go into a one-room schoolhouse, see a fire truck, watch an old-fashioned movie, or pretend you're making Vicks Vapor Rub.
Hello, hello. What child doesn't like to play telephone or operator? And, there is some play at the Greensboro Historical Museum, right, Linda?
Definitely. What are people talking about in the early 1900s when we first have telephones? It's kind of interesting. Come down and find out.
The Greensboro Historical Museum from time to time has new exhibits coming in and temporary exhibits, so it's definitely something you want to come back to now and again and learn some more. The museum is open Tuesday through Sunday. It is free. Find out a whole lot more about it by going to greensborohistory.org.